Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to more GBFC, the brand new second channel of the George Benson football channel. Was this a monumental day in the title race? As you can see here, Liverpool are now back to 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League with one loss in 25 matches this season. It wasn't convincing. It's a 2-1 Liverpool win. We're going to go into the Liverpool performance, what the game means. Does it mean that the gap is still just a little bit too much? Arsenal, they're hanging on by a thread, but I just don't see them being able to catch Liverpool this season. With all the injuries that they've got, we're also going to talk a little bit about Spurs versus Manchester United, the mid-off. And as you can see here, it is pretty bleak viewing if you're a Man United fan right now. 15th. In the Premier League after 25 matches, unprecedented times. Spurs, 2 wins in a row, and they're up to 12th in the league. So, we're also going to discuss the protest at Tottenham, because that is a big topic of conversation. But first of all, let's take a little look, shall we, at Liverpool's 2-1 win against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm not going to lie to you, I watched the first half, and then I fell asleep. Mo Salah with a penalty. Luis Diaz opened the scoring with what I can only describe as one of the weirdest goals you'll see this season. It's kind of like he's bulldozering through the defence, and then the goalkeeper comes out, and I think he scores off of his stomach. I don't know exactly what body part it was, but he gets the goal, and it was all about Liverpool's directness in this game. They didn't play at their best, as you can see from the momentum chart in the second half. They're kind of hanging on a little bit. Cunha scores what is a fabulous goal. It's a brilliant finish. Matheus Cunha, someone this summer, is going to sign a top-level Premier League forward. Will it be Liverpool? Will it be Arsenal? Manchester United? Even Chelsea? Who knows? But whoever does sign Matheus Cunha is getting a really good player. He got man of the match. I think it was the highest rating, playing as kind of a number 10. 8.2. As you can see here with the player ratings, Wolves pretty much matched Liverpool, and that is shown in this momentum chart. They had the better of the play in the second half, but Liverpool have got the players that will hurt you. Luis Diaz having a great season, as are the majority of these Liverpool players. Mo Salah scoring a penalty. I believe that was the 50th penalty that he's taken for Liverpool in his career. Hits it down the middle, and at 2-0... you're thinking Liverpool are going to be able to cruise here. They get the job done in the first half. But I think what makes this such a good win is if you're going to win the Premier League, you're not going to be able to just blow teams away for 90 minutes consecutively, if I get my words out on a Monday morning. It's not going to happen every time. So what we saw here from Liverpool was the ability to dig deep. And I want to speak here again as a Chelsea fan, watching Liverpool with a pretty basic 4-3-3. I think Szoboszlai was, if you look at the graphic here, it lines up like a 4-2-3-1. But really, you've got Jota on that left side penetrating, Salah on the right, Jota through the middle. He's always a thorn, always able to get shots away. That is what I like when I watch this Liverpool team. They're not scared to pull the trigger. And they've got players with overlapping fullbacks, Robertson and Trent getting forward at all times. It's direct, to the point. And then they've also got players that can come off the bench. Jarell Quansah gets a 6.9 rating here, but it's worth a 10 in itself for that incredible block at the end of the game when Wolves are piling on the pressure. But Liverpool, they get the job done. And as we can see, they are 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League. They just keep going. Winning games by blowing teams away at times, but the majority of the games this season, they're just clinical in front of goal, and they do enough defensively. And with a plus 36 goal difference, they're significantly ahead of virtually everyone in the Premier League. The only team with a better defence are Arsenal right now, and they've got Gabriel and Saliba as their back two. So, we move into Tottenham versus Manchester United, and these scenes that you can see here are before the game. Over 1,000 Tottenham fans. And if you've been a long-term subscriber of GBFC, you'll know that praising Tottenham Hotspur is very rarely on the menu. It's never really on the Benson agenda. But we're going to praise this because Tottenham fans have absolutely had enough of their ownership, of the way that they're being ran. And I think this is a prime example of what Chelsea should be doing right now. Protesting against what isn't working. And as well as that, Manchester United too. This game, if we take a look at the Premier League table now, it was a huge match for both teams in terms of like the lesser of two evils, really. If you look at the league as a Spurs fan, you're distraught. You got a plus 12 goal difference, but that means nothing when you've got 30 points and you're sat in 12th. But for Manchester United, this is an absolute disgrace. 28 goals scored all season long. They're 15th in the table. When you look below, like you just West Ham, maybe they could go down as low as 16th, but like Wolves, Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton, these guys are kind of in a league of their own when it comes to like just how bad they are compared to the rest of them. So realistically, Man United aren't going to go down. But I think it's almost, it doesn't really make a difference if they're going to go down to the Championship or not, because this is Manchester United. The fact that we're even having a conversation about Manchester United being 15th in the Premier League is a joke in itself. And I think a lot of Man United fans looking at this table now, Manchester United are also going to be in a position where they want change at their club. They've had new ownership now. Ineos have been there for a year. But I think with Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, let's talk about him for a second, because I wanted Ruben Amorim at Chelsea. I thought he would have been an exciting manager. And I think with the Chelsea squad, I think he would have actually done a better job than he is doing right now at Manchester United. With United, they have been like in this rebuild process, and it's kind of been like an identity crisis since Sir Alex Ferguson left. I think that's commonly accepted, that the moment Sir Alex Ferguson left United, not only did they lose one of the greatest managers of all time, but they've never really been able to get anywhere close to replacing him. The best job was done by probably Jose Mourinho. And even he classified that finishing second with that United team felt like winning a trophy, or was comparable to other successes that he'd managed throughout his career. But let's take a little look now. Let's turn the table off. If you're a Man United fan, you don't want to see it. But Bruno Fernandes gets the SofaScore man of the match with an 8.5 rating. James Maddison with the only goal of the game. You can see here, looks like it's an end-to-end attacking match, but severely lacking quality in the final third from both sides. James Maddison there with the goal. But I want to talk about this Manchester United front three. Garnacho, Xerxes, Højlund, all of these players individually at moments have got something about them. The difference last night was Garnacho couldn't finish. Garnacho had big chances, and to be fair, if Man United valued him at 70, 80 million, they look foolish again for even thinking that, because Garnacho was poor in front of goal. He gets a 7.2 rating. As you can see here, United's average rating is higher than that of Tottenham Hotspur, playing in 3-4-2-1. Classic Ruben Amorim, 2 10s here, but Garnacho getting out wide, the same for Joshua Xerxes. I think with Xerxes, there is a player in there, you know. But Man United don't have the runners. Man United don't have the quality out wide to be able to utilise him. Rasmus Højlund, ever since Man United signed him, I'm like, I don't really know what this geezer is. He's kind of just a bit of a lump up top that doesn't really offer that much. But you can see that Amorim has come in, and fair play to him, to be fair, as much as it's not going very well. I just don't think the quality is there in this Man United team. Bruno Fernandes with an 8.5 rating, but for those of you that have been following me for a while, Bruno Fernandes is one of those players that, like, I've just never rated him. I know that he scores a fair amount of goals, he gets a decent amount of assists, but the biggest talking point of the game was the Tottenham protest before it. Now, I think with Spurs, let me just get rid of the Chelsea bias for a second and just speak about Tottenham, the ownership there. Again, this is exactly what I'm fearing from Chelsea, where the ownership, they don't really care about the on-field success. It isn't the most important thing. Tottenham this season have been incredibly unlucky with injuries. There isn't any football fan, even if you despise Spurs the way that I do, you can't deny that there's been an incredible amount of bad luck about them. If you look at this team here, though, this is a good enough team to win, and they did, 1-0. Vicario back in goal, big from him, gets a clean sheet, returning to the team. Jed Spence, who's a player I think Spurs fans have wanted to see more in the side, doing well, probably a man of the match performance, considering he's on the winning team at left back. But, like, this Tottenham team, fair play to them. They get the job done, they get the victory, but I can't help but think that all of the injuries that we're seeing is a result of the way that Ange is forcing them to play. So Ange can say all he wants, feel sorry for himself about all of the injuries, but as much as I don't know the ins and outs of what happens at Spurs, I can't help but think that the way that they're playing is absolutely influencing the way that this squad isn't manageable due to the amount of injuries that they've got. But the protest, fair play to Tottenham fans. They get the protest in there, 1,000+ people on the street, excellent job, and then they get the 3 points. So all in all, it's a good day for Spurs. And if we bring the Premier League table back up again, they're still 12th. So as much as I've kind of praised them today, probably more so than on any piece of content that you'll ever see from me on the internet, you are still 12th and you are 4 points behind Brentford. So you are very much in the bottom half of the table. Man United fans, if there is any of you watching this video, where do you think you go from here? Because for me, you need to have another summer where you get Amorim the players that he wants. But all we're hearing outside of Manchester United right now is they've got to sell in order to be able to buy. And when you look at that Man United team, and again, we'll bring it up here, where is the value in any of these players to be able to sell? Are you going to be able to actually, apart from Garnacho, is there anybody here that's valuable enough that other teams are going to want to buy these players? Like, they're just not good enough. So I think United are in a significantly worse situation than Chelsea, but at least you can see that they are backing the manager and taking a step back a little bit when it comes to avoiding the pointless signings. I think Dorgu had a good game last night for United. I think he's a great signing for them. He's definitely an Amorim-style player. But what does the future hold for both Spurs and Manchester United? 'Cause it's still looking pretty bleak in the bottom half of the Premier League table. Thank you guys for watching this More GBFC video. If you did enjoy it, smack a like, subscribe to the channel if we're new. If you're new, we're nearly at 2,000 of you now, which is pretty great for the start of this channel. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one.